Dude, Luke, the printer's still busted, man. What the fuck?
How's it going, everybody? Welcome to episode 102 of the Topless Robot podcast. My name is Ryan.
I'm Brooks.
I'm Dan.
And I'm Kalen.
And Gamescom happened this weekend. I think it wrapped today. We had the pre-show on Thursday, and then the official days were Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. And, I mean, it was interesting. I didn't know that Michael Swaim went from Cracked to IGN, apparently. He was the editor-in-chief of Cracked, and he was the host of the daily Gamescom show as presented by IGN. So I don't know if that means that he's like working for IGN now or what, but IGN just seems to be absorbing everyone.
Is Cracked still even a thing?
I mean, technically. Yeah. Just none of the writers who made Cracked a thing are a part of Cracked anymore.
Yes, so I stopped reading.
No original members of the lineup.
Is that a blog about eggs?
It's a plumber's forum.
Yeah. But Cracked. They had some really incredible writers. Like, I remember when Sean Baby was a part of that, and David
flying
Wong.
blind in a rocket cycle. I loved that.
They were all, like, everything that they were writing at that time was just absolutely fucking great. Michael Swaim was hilarious. But yeah, everyone's kind of gone on to do their own things. Like, David Wong is hugely successful writing books. He wrote the John Dies at the End series. And recently has seen success with the new Zoe Ash novels, the first of which is called Futuristic Violence in Fancy Suits, which I highly recommend. And the sequel to that is coming out soon. It's called Zoe Punches the Future in the Dick. And so I'm super looking forward to that.
I like the title.
All of his books are fucking great.
What happens in the book?
Yeah. Zoe punches the future in the dick. And then another good Cracked writer who has moved on to fucking books. I can't remember his name, but Robert Brockway. I've been listening to audiobooks of his Unnoticeables series, and they're super fucking good. It's like sometimes some parts of it take place in like 1970s New York following a punk rocker named Carrie, and then another one part of it is present day, like 2013, following a stunt woman named Caitlin, I think, something like that. And there are basically, Hollywood is full of weird, soulless, interdimensional beings who are worshiping a god that is light that they're sacrificing people to. And
are we still talking about the book?
Yeah, yes. The Unnoticeables are people who are, or they're, otherworldly creatures who are disguised as people who are so unremarkable that they blend into the background. So, like, immediately after looking at one, you struggle to come up with any descriptors for them. So you're not even sure that you even saw them. They're just that unremarkable. The first book was fucking great. I'm in the middle of the second one now.
Well, hell yeah. Good for all those Cracked writers. They got out of the listicle sweatshop and they're living their dream.
Yeah. Though
Five reasons why JFK is not who you think he is.
To be fair, their listicles were pretty great. There was that's actually how I found out about Ace of Base being a Nazi band.
Same.
Was through a Cracked listicle.
That they weren't great, but I can't imagine any writer's dream is to just write listicles.
Oh, there's a reason.
To make a list again today.
There's a reason that since I took over Topless Robot, we have not published a single listicle. And in fact, the only listicle that I thought about writing was going to make fun of listicles.
Here's your top 10 listicles of all time.
No, it was going to be 9 things that are Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles and one that isn't. And the one that isn't was going to be Rise of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, and the rest are going to be various Ninja Turtles properties, even the grown-worthy ones.
I should have seen that coming the moment you said it. I always forget how angry of a Ninja Turtles fan you are.
Dude, Rise is it's not Ninja Turtles. I was so mad. Okay, so like I was willing to give it a chance. I was absolutely willing to give it a chance. But then they introduced Splinter, and he's like an absent father obsessed with TV. Are you fucking kidding me? Like, look, make Raph the leader. I don't give a shit. That's fine, and that makes sense, and it fits his character. Whatever. Do a shake-up, reboot that series, and play with it, and make it something different. But the second you turn their fucking sensei into an abusive, absent father, are you fucking kidding me?
They had to make a more relatable father figure for your average American child.
It hits close to home.
Splinter went to get smokes and never came back. My sons, I must go get cigarettes.
At this point,
I have not smoked in years.
I will be back.
Ever since you were born, all the joy has been sucked out of my life.
I will be back in 20 minutes, half hour tops.
Michelangelo, your original name was Michelob. Or Marlboro. That's Michelob. Michelob the beer.
Michelob's funny too.
Now I want to imagine that the Ninja Turtles were like, there's Natty Ice, there's fucking High Life Turtle, there's Michelob Ultra Turtle, there's Coors Light Turtle.
I was just imagining them getting named after pieces of trash.
Used condom. Come here.
My son, Durex.
Trojan, my son. You are named as such because you are ribbed.
Ribbed for their defeat.
So, Gamescom.
Yeah, Gamescom.
Wait, I thought we covered everything.
There were a couple of interesting announcements. Weirdly, Surgeon Simulator 2 got announced and launched.
Whoa, okay.
And it was announced by Christopher Lloyd as Dr. Emmett Brown. So that was kind of weird. Watching Jeff Keighley and Christopher Lloyd talk about Surgeon Simulator 2. Sam and Max is back in a VR title, which...
Roll it back real quick.
Yeah.
What can you actually add to Surgeon Simulator that warrants a sequel?
No idea.
Is it on the Switch?
More surgery.
Is there Joy-Con support?
I don't know. I mean, yeah, it's more surgery. It looks like they actually did add a lot of stuff. Oh yeah, it now has co-op gameplay.
Oh god, is it one hand per player? Or something?
It'd be like the way
the old one had that.
It would be like the way fucking Gavin and Michael with Achievement Hunter play games that are not multiplayer as multiplayer games, where one takes control of half the controller and the other uses the other half of the controller.
God, dude, that's always wild to me because I've seen speedrunners do that before in Crush games. It blows my goddamn mind.
Nerds.
Just makes me think of when we had Chicken on the podcast and he talked about playing fucking Smash TV, one player, 4 controllers.
Yeah. Has to use his feet to play.
Oh, yeah, I forgot about that, dude. That's weird.
So yeah, it seems like co-op is probably the big addition.
Because everyone's stuck at home now.
New characters.
So Sam and Max is going to be VR.
Sam and Max is going to be VR, so that'll be pretty cool.
Yeah.
I don't know. I feel like all these VR games, what they are is they're basically tech demos that they slap a familiar franchise on the top of.
Well, so I would agree with you, but like Half-Life Alyx has gotten like legitimately good reviews as a game, and there are some true gems in the VR world. Some of them feel like tech demos, but even the ones that feel like tech demos ultimately end up kind of becoming fleshed out playgrounds, like the job simulator titles and all the other games that they went on to make. Definitely feel like tech demos. It's like, hey, fuck with the world around you. But they became such like competent, fleshed out, titles that it's just a good, fun sandbox.
Do you feel like it? I mean, let's say people who grew up with Sam and Max, like it's been around for a while now.
Oh yeah.
Do you feel like those are the type of people who will have adopted VR? Because I feel like that is almost.
I don't know, man. I've adopted VR, and I've been a huge Sam and Max fan my entire life. And you got to remember that the Telltale games reintroduced a whole new audience to Sam and Max, 10 years ago, 10, 15 years ago. Mm-hmm. So it's kind of, if anything, just keeping that property in people's minds. And I think it deserves it. It definitely deserves it because they're always fun.
Yeah, and I feel like a Sam and Max style game wouldn't really be hurt that badly from being translated into VR. I don't know. I think they can handle that really well.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
you're not worrying about translating really convoluted game concepts with Sam and Max, right? So
and you're certainly not worried about reality.
Yeah,
right. I could something with more cartoonish kind of physics and everything in it. I think could be a pretty cool VR experience.
It's kind of
how it's a franchise that you're interested in, and then all of a sudden to keep up with it, and similar to Half-Life, that you're now forced to adopt VR or watch Let's Plays. Otherwise you're kind of left out and cold.
I do feel that as somebody who also does not have VR and is not willing to shell out the money for it.
Yeah.
I would love to play Half-Life Alyx. I wanted to play the fucking glorified tech demo known as Boneworks. That looked fun too. But,
so it's kind of a you won't get the adoption without the titles, and you alienate the people who can't afford to adopt right away in bleeding edge technology. By making exclusive VR titles like Half-Life Alyx and things like that. So it's the industry is kind of in this mixed position. It's still a hurdle to adopt VR. Price-wise, even the lowest barrier to entry, PSVR, is still a hefty investment on top of the console. And now, Oculus is proving themselves to not be the one to back because they're forcing anyone with Oculus accounts to switch to Facebook logins. So your Oculus account is basically being phased out, and you'll have to log into Oculus with Facebook, because they're owned by Facebook. And it's kind of what everyone sort of predicted was going to happen when Facebook bought Oculus in the first place. It's just happening now. So Oculus has kind of proved themselves to be a non-player in that game if you want to operate in their ecosphere. Whereas you can use their hardware. You can buy an Oculus Rift and use it with Steam and just never touch the Oculus storefront. So that's possible. And at that point, I would say that while it might be a little bit higher on the technical hurdle end, that becomes your most viable entry point because people are selling their Oculus Rifts, and you can probably get those for fairly inexpensive and just use it with Steam VR. So on the technical end, there's a little bit more jankiness to it, but that might be the least expensive entry point at this point. But still, it's, if you want to take advantage of all the new and exciting shit, you gotta, it's not yet at a point where it's easily accessible financially.
Yeah, not even close.
I feel like for a long time, like, we didn't have that kind of buy-in required. You know, like with like PS2, PS3 days, you know, it was just what console are you playing with, and it's always due to the games. But now it's like, well, there's extra stuff that you have to get on top of that. It feels kind of like the weird add-on stuff for like the Sega in the 90s and stuff.
I think like 32X and Sega CD and shit like that.
Yeah. It's like, yeah, these things are cool, but you know, how long is it going to stick around for?
I mean, it is, so the only reason that it becomes a conundrum now is because there are VR titles worth having. Because you had the same sort of thing with Kinect and Xbox. Just no one wanted to play a fucking Kinect game.
Yeah, because they were garbage.
Yeah.
They were so bad.
Is Sam and Max, is that going to convert anyone to VR though? Like, is anyone who's like maybe not bought it yet, is that going to be the title that pushes them over? Or
negligible amount of people,
yeah,
I think.
probably not. I don't think that there are any Sam and Max super fans who are like, oh shit, they got me now.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah,
But also, what's the I wonder what the overlap between Sam and Max fans and VR, or is it that the pickings are so slim for VR titles that really anything that comes out, you know, it's going to be a 10-hour experience. Like you've already played the other game a million times. Like you may as well pick it up, because how many VR games are there?
A lot.
Really?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
A whole lot.
A fistful.
Decent amount of shovelware, but there's still like a decent chunk of good VR games too.
Yeah.
Okay.
Actually, there was a great game that Modem and I were playing that was kind of like a strategy tabletop game. And it was like, you know, all rendered in front of us in this big, you know, circle that we could like move the pieces around and stuff. And it was just fantastic. It was very, very cool. And those kinds of like borderline AR sort of experiences where you can be seated and play with someone like across the table from you, whatever, and this sort of like land domination fantasy world, fully rendered tabletop-esque game. That's where VR really shines for me.
Yeah, I mean, if we ever get to the point where I know a bunch of people who have a VR headset, I'm making them play Russian roulette with me. Absolutely.
I just want to. There's so many like titles that I want to try out for like a day, and I'm pretty sure within the next couple of years or so, it will probably be a more affordable thing to do.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So the benefit once again of being a late adopter, like I typically am, is that I always have a huge library of stuff to look forward to. So
yeah,
that's true.
I feel like the reason the time I finally realized the power in VR, it wasn't even a game that was like marketed as this, but it was a military shooter where you can actually, like, if you have a revolver, you can individually load bullets into it, so you don't have to like fully load it. And I'm just watching a video of someone pointing the gun with their controller around at them and pulling the trigger until it shoots them. It's like, oh my God, you can actually do this in VR. I'm in. Let's go.
Yeah. I think that Valve seems to be going kind of the right way with regards to the hardware. Because like with the Valve Index, you can buy the whole package with the nice little grippy controllers that strap to your hands and get individual digit movement and stuff like that, and the improved headset and everything. You can buy all of that for $1,000, or you can piecemeal bits and pieces of it and reuse the things that you had with the first Steam headset, and so you don't have to go all in on it right out the gate. You can just pick what you want to upgrade. So that makes it at least a little bit more accessible.
This podcast is not sponsored by Steam or Valve in any way, shape, or form.
But we would. We absolutely would. They are remaking Mafia.
Mafia?
The definitive
remake?
edition. They have rebuilt it from the ground up, from my understanding. So it is all updated. Neither did I, but the gameplay that I saw actually looked pretty decent. And as I recall, one of the big critiques of Mafia 2, if I remember right, was Nolan North does all of the voices of all of the side characters. So as you're walking through this living city, you're basically just listening to Nolan North have conversations with Nolan North. Wasteland 3 has come out, and our good friend and previous guest on the show, Street Cleaner, has music in Wasteland 3. So,
yeah, that's right.
Congrats to him.
Yeah, Wasteland 3, jeez. I'm not typically into games like that, but it looked really cool, and I was thinking about maybe giving it a try if it ever goes on sale.
Yeah, I mean, aside from, new footage from stuff and a couple of neat, announcements, like we saw some oh, that's right. So that game that we were super interested in from E3 a couple of years ago, 12 Minutes.
Oh yeah.
The cast got revealed for that. And it's noteworthy because it includes Willem Dafoe and a number of people. Let me see who all it was.
All you need, baby.
Daisy Ridley, James McAvoy, and Willem Dafoe.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Wow. All right.
So what looked like an interesting little indie title is now going to have these monumental actors as voices in that game.
Let's hope they didn't spend all the budget on the voice acting talent.
Right. We also saw the cinematic for Call of Duty Black Ops Cold War. Everyone's losing their minds because it shows Reagan, basically sending you off to commit war crimes.
It has had all of my favorite memes, dude.
There have been some very solid memes. Great Reagan memes.
The war on drugs.
God. And Fall Guys Season 2, they're adding some medieval courses, which look pretty interesting. I am stoked to see that level of support so quickly after launch, like adding that much more new content so quickly, and especially them doing that season route where it's like each season they're just going to be adding more shit. And with the success that it's become,
I think they were pretty pressured to release some new content as well. I heard from a couple people that their player base took a significant hit because everyone just got bored that there was a lack of variety in the content.
Really?
Yeah.
I mean, it's been a little like, because I've mostly just been watching Zeke play it, and it's kind of boring to watch him play for a long period of time because it's kind of the same challenges over and over again.
God, I feel like I could play those courses over and over and over again.
I was really hoping to get to all the levels before the end of the season, but I'm at like 30 something, and I'm having a hard time keeping going.
I stopped playing for a long while there. I think I'm only level 16. But and I have not yet gotten a win. I've gotten very close. But it's still just so much fucking fun. So it'll be cool to see what all season 2 brings. I wasn't super impressed by what they showed. It looks like one of the things that is going to be introduced with this new season is movable ramps. So you can really kind of fuck people over by moving a ramp around. And one of the obstacle courses looks like it's going to be a super shit show because it's basically like jump on the stacked stuff and then jump up to the next level and then jump on more stacked stuff. And when you're dealing, and it was basically like a combination of the choose the right door game and platforming up to the small door to fucking go through. So that's going to be a real shit show.
Yeah, if the frustration of the seesaw level is about anything.
Yeah, dude, seesaws. It's mind-boggling how few people understand how seesaws work.
When you're relying
That's
on other
because they're
people
all Zoomers and they've never used a playground in their life.
Oof. Oof. Oof.
I miss playground. The one by my house is all roped off. The basketball hoops they have chain nets, and they're all bunched together and padlocked shut so no one can play basketball. It's been like that since fucking March.
God damn.
Yeah.
Bring back the b-ball.
I've got a basketball hoop. Just come over to my place.
Yeah?
Yeah.
I didn't know.
He'll watch you from the window.
Yes. I will watch. I will not partake. I am not a mobile person. I am practically a lump of sedentary flesh with a brain, arguably.
You're old.
I slipped and almost broke my toe today, God damn it.
You go out there to play and Caleb would fucking break your ankles, dude.
I got
Kalen's just gonna chaos dunk your house into oblivion.
I mean, to be fair, Kalen is the second oldest person on the podcast.
How old are you, Kalen?
He'll still break your ankles, though, dude.
damn right. I'm 33.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. You can shut up and jam. Come on, man.
My buddy Aaron, who lives in my spare house in the casita, he has started doing the Ring Fit adventures as like a regular thing.
It's great.
I got that when it first came out and kind of quickly put it aside. But he and his buddy Ben have started doing it like on the regular and kind of keeping each other,
It's
using
intense.
it. And so I'm going to be joining them in their group text in keeping each other.
Ring Fit?
Yes, I'm going to get swole.
Well, I just picked it up too. I got it for about double the retail price because of how hard it is to find.
Is it that hard to find?
Oh,
yeah,
absolutely.
dude.
Really?
It has been ever since release. Yeah.
Wow, I didn't know that.
I got it from like a Walmart third-party seller for like $160.
Jesus Christ!
Yeah, dude. They sold out of those almost immediately, and new units just never hit market.
Wow,
Yeah.
I had no idea. I bought that shit day
I
of.
scoured the internet. I mean, if I'd have known you had one collecting dust.
Well, I'm gonna possibly use. I'm certainly gonna try.
I called the podcast attention to just a couple minutes ago where he made a comment about being a sedentary lump of flesh.
Look, but the other side of that is my med switch to Lexapro seems to be working out very well for me, and I have a whole lot more energy than I have in the past year. So maybe I can channel that energy, and maybe this positive brain movement can also move to a positive body movement.
Now's the time.
Yeah, hell yeah.
What happens when Ryan can use 100% of his brain power?
Strike while the serotonin's hot.
With his Ring Fit, just
It's surprisingly intensive, and there were many times when I, after like a 15-minute workout session, I was dying and in a lot of pain.
When I first started it, I tried it, and Jasmine still makes fun of me because the running in place made my ankles hurt.
Oh, absolutely.
And so I was just like, my ankles hurt. And now anytime Ring Fit Adventures comes up, she just laughs at me and she's like, your fucking ankles.
Do you own any athletic shoes?
Yes, I do. I never wear them.
How old are they?
They are 3 years old.
But they're like new.
Yes.
Right? The tag's still on them.
They are beautiful in blue. Actually, no. Fuck, they're like probably closer to 5 years old at this point. Because I bought them. Yeah, Jesus, I bought them before I met Jasmine. Because my friend Lillian and I were going to hike one of the mountains, and I needed appropriate footwear, and then we never hiked the mountain.
And there's
a mountain in your front yard, dude.
Yeah, there is. There is.
You have the flimsiest excuse of most human beings to not go hiking on a mountain. It's literally right outside.
Impressive.
I'll meet you halfway.
I think
the trailhead is halfway between our houses.
I don't think I don't want to is a flimsy excuse. Is that I'm pretty sure.
But you did want to, and I remember you talking about wanting to.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, I know that I should. See, like that's the thing between wanting to and knowing that you should do a thing, right? Like,
yeah,
I don't want to feel this way. I know that I should push myself to do the thing. That doesn't mean that I want to do the thing. So the best excuse is I don't want to do the thing. It does. Is there a trail that actually goes between your house and my house?
Yeah, the trailhead is I think exactly halfway between our houses.
Oh, the trailhead is. There's not like a trail that I could walk and it would like end up in your front yard from my front yard.
That's the sidewalk.
Yeah, those are called roads.
Roads. Where we're going, we don't need roads because we've got Surgeon Simulator 2.
We could even bring our Switch Fit Adventure. Walk the mountain.
Climb the top of South Mountain, play Switch.
But you're going to need a little generator strapped to your back for the extra weight and extra battery life.
Mm-hmm.
It's just a bunch of car batteries duct taped to Rand's back.
Why mine? We've already determined that Kaylin's the one who is more upwardly mobile than I am.
Exactly.
How do you think you get more upwardly mobile if you don't get upwardly mobile?
That's how you catch up with him.
Apparently, being more upwardly mobile than you doesn't require much.
No, it does not require much. Did you walk to the street and get the mail today? Oh, wait, no, it's Sunday.
Mobile.
Oh, so something that I failed horribly to bring up at the top because I wanted to address it right away. Very serious. Fucking Chadwick Boseman, man.
Yeah.
That's sad.
Holy shit. Like,
I had no idea.
No one knew. He was diagnosed with colon cancer in 2016. No one knew. And apparently, people were fucking trolling him because recent photos showed him fucking wasting away without realizing that it wasn't like just weight loss and shit. He was fucking dying.
What a surprise. People were shitty to a celebrity's body image? That never happens.
Yeah.
How absurd.
I respect his dedication to his own privacy and everything like that. Like, you don't see that very often.
Yeah.
And,
I mean, Neil Peart,
Yeah.
Yep.
You frequently see that privacy violated by people like Ellen.
Yeah.
Someone did a, here's why it's no surprise that Ellen is shitty kind of video on YouTube. And one of the things that they showed was Mariah Carey. Mariah Carey was on Ellen years and years ago. And she was not ready to, announce that she was pregnant, but there were, rumors that she was pregnant. And so Ellen basically, Ellen asked her outright, and she's like, "Oh, I don't want to talk about that or anything, and I don't have anything to announce, and this and that." And Ellen basically forced it by grabbing a bottle of champagne and bringing it out and offering it to Mariah Carey. Basically, her refusal means that she's pregnant.
Wow.
And then a week
Anything for those sick views, bro.
and then a week later, Mariah Carey had a miscarriage. So like she didn't want to go public with this, and there are plenty of reasons why a celebrity would want their privacy for things like that. And that is a perfect example of that shit, you know, like what the fuck, you psychopath, you know?
Yeah.
It's fucking gross.
It is.
But yeah, I think Chadwick Boseman did a lot with the time that he had. He was 43, I think, when he died. And just outstanding. I mean, Black Panther alone did so much. And I mean, you can see it in, I think it was on Kimmel, where, you know, they were filming people like talking to a picture of Chadwick Boseman and like the impact that the movie had on them, and how it made them feel represented, and how it had this profound impact on their existence. And then he had Chadwick Boseman, you know, walk out from behind the picture. And it was just so heartwarming and so beautiful. And he was always, you know, visiting kids in hospitals and shit and stuff like that. Like, just did amazing things. So he will certainly be seriously missed. And it leaves, you know, the question, what's going to happen with the franchise? What do you think, you know, they're going to do with that property? I'm sure that they probably had more Black Panther stuff planned. Where
Well, if
can it
there's
go?
one thing that Disney cares about more than anything else, it's money. So they'll find a way.
That's true.
Yeah, it hasn't stopped them before.
No.
It's called Clever Rewrites and a New Generation.
Yeah.
Or you just recast the character, which is the more likely outcome. Like, that wouldn't surprise me in the least.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
How many different,
Really,
like, it was before the Disney acquisition, but how many different Hulks did we have? Three different Hulks?
Two?
right? And,
Three.
you know,
No,
that is
it
a
was three. It
character that
was,
spends a good amount of time in a mask.
Oh, yeah, Lou
so-
Ferrigno.
Eric, well, no, not counting Lou Ferrigno.
No, not Lou Ferrigno.
Eric Bana, Edward Norton, and Mark Ruffalo.
Yep.
Eric Bana in the
And Lou Ferrigno.
horrendous Ang Lee adaptation.
I like that one.
That's the one with the dogs, right?
Yeah, that was a good one.
Oh, that was so disappointing.
What's his name? Played his dad.
Gary Busey, no, Nick Nolte.
No, Nick Nolte.
I always get Gary Busey and Nick Nolte confused, and Gary Busey would be the perfect dad for the Hulk.
Like, I don't think I could ever confuse Gary Busey with another human being. I don't think that's possible.
Look, when Gary Busey
No,
was a bit more
got
level,
you.
he was definitely a Nick Nolte-ish guy.
Yeah,
I don't think he was liberal back then, though.
Gary Busey is like the cubist version of Nick Nolte.
Mom, can I have this Nick Nolte? We have Nick Nolte at home. Nick Nolte at home.
Gary Busey.
You ever snort a dog?
Speaking of dogs, that was a cool dog. What's your dog's name?
Doctor.
My dog?
Doctor.
Yeah, your dog.
It's Doctor.
That's Dr. Octagon.
Oh, yeah. I think I remember you mentioning that.
Doctor?
Sorry. I got distracted by the dog.
Doctor.
And I just have to say, Ryan, there's no way Gary Busey would have been level if he was in the Hulk, because his accident happened in 1988.
Oh, is that what fucked him up? He had an accident?
You didn't know that? Yeah,
No, I
Gary
didn't know
Busey
that.
He was in a terrible motorcycle accident. He wasn't wearing a helmet.
Oh, wow. I had no idea.
He fractured his skull and has permanent brain damage. That's why Gary Busey's so crazy.
Oh, my God. Now I feel terrible about
I thought
how
everybody.
I had no idea. I
thought
didn't
everybody
know.
knew that.
Now I feel
Before the
terrible
accident,
about how
was-
everyone's taking advantage of his brain damage.
That happened.
Yeah.
Gerald Busey.
Oh, man. Wow.
He literally died on the operating table. He was legally dead for a period of time.
Holy shit. Yeah, I had no idea. I knew about Mickey Rourke's accident. I knew about fucking Luke Skywalker's
Gary
accident.
Busey was in like this terrible mental decline for no reason.
That's
Pretty
what they
much,
should have had
yeah.
in Surgeon Simulator.
Look, that would have been the better representative. Gary Busey presenting Surgeon Simulator 2.
Oh no! Ow! But he probably would, because I think he has a really good sense of humor about what happened to him.
I mean, I guess you would have to if you continue to work.
There's no way he would do it, because he would come out and talk about the evils of Western medicine. And then he's gonna like peddle some like Busey wind chimes or some shit like that. I don't know.
Oh man!
In Gary Busey mode, you can poke me with a wooden stick.
And that got me. Like, you're the first person I've spoken to who didn't know about the Gary Busey like brain damage.
I had just had no idea. I just figured that as he was getting older, he was just getting increasingly unhinged. Look, it's not unheard of. It's basically what happened with fucking I'm back. The dude in Independence Day. Why the fuck can't I think of his name? The psycho
Randy Quaid.
Randy Quaid. It's basically what happened to Randy Quaid.
Randy Quaid.
Well, he was an alcoholic, right?
Oh,
I think he's currently on the run from the U.S. government.
He is not anymore. I don't
about,
think.
Celebrities and their right to privacy.
Yeah, but like these are things that have been public for a long time.
Look, Randy Quaid specifically put out in the public him fucking his wife while he was wearing like a Reagan mask. That's something he did. No one invaded their privacy to get that.
I want to see a buddy comedy movie with the Buse and with Randy Quaid.
Oh my god!
Where they're involved in a courtroom drama, but they were told that it's serious.
What about Dennis Quaid and Gary Busey's brother? What's his name?
I think Jake.
Jake Busey's his son.
Son.
I don't know that Gary Busey has a performing brother.
Is that his son?
Jake Busey's his son, yeah.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
Because he's been in a bunch of stuff.
He has been in a bunch of stuff. He was in Starship Troopers, I think, if I remember right.
Yeah.
Most recently, he was in the
big
Predator.
fucking teeth.
Was he Johnny Rico? No, he wasn't Johnny Rico.
No, he was not Johnny Rico. He was that
who's the other guy?
Smarmy guy with a pointy nose and huge teeth. Man, his fucking top row of teeth are just enormous pearls. He makes me uncomfortable.
It's like the top part of a fist, but made out of teeth.
Yeah, exactly. I would almost like to see a biopic of the Trump administration with actors like Gary Busey and Randy Quaid and just people who are unhinged, because those are the only people who would adequately be able to display the incompetence of the current administration.
It's like trying to think. I just had a thought about that and it's gone now, so don't worry about it.
Or incredible method actors like Sam Rockwell.
Daniel Day-Lewis plays everyone in the White House.
Christian Bale is.
Daniel Day-Lewis is Scaramucci. I guess, I mean, since we're briefly touching on politics here, have you guys been following the intense entertainment that is Kellyanne Conway's daughter? So it's already super entertaining that Kellyanne Conway and her husband are like polar opposites when it comes to politics. He hates Trump and she works for Trump. And so recently, their 16-year-old daughter has gotten social famous because she fucking hates everything that her parents are doing. And she is a social justice warrior. And like her TikToks are all about Black Lives Matter and shit like that, and calling out her parents. And so she recently tweeted that she was going to be trying to get emancipated. And now Kellyanne Conway is stepping down from her position in the White House to focus on family.
Whoa.
But yeah, I mean, to put things in perspective, Kellyanne Conway, everyone knows, the fucking Crypt Keeper, been working, with Trump pretty much since the beginning. Her husband is on the board of the Lincoln Project. That is the group of Republicans who have taken out attack ads against Trump and pushing people to vote Democrat. So,
Ooh.
yeah, like that's already got to be a pretty fucking intense household.
Next week on 2020.
But their daughter is amazing and has been posting amazing shit calling out her parents nonstop, to the point where like her dad even posted like, media outlets, you do not have our permission to contact our daughter. And she replied to him like, you're just mad that I'm calling you out and this and shit like that. Like, it's just the best. It's the fucking best.
Something tells me you wouldn't be saying this if I was agreeing with you, Father.
Yeah. It's fucking great. So that's very entertaining. But in other news,
Gary Busey should play Kellyanne Conway in the movie.
Actually, that would be great.
No, you get Dolph Lundgren to do it.
No, you get the actual puppeteers for the Crypt Keeper, and no one will know the difference. God, I fucking hate her so much.
Who's the guy that played Skeletor in the Masters of the Universe movie?
I have no idea.
Bill and Ted 3.
Yes, that's where I wanted to go. Bill and Ted Face the Music came out on Friday.
Is it good?
Brooks and I
amazing.
both watched it. We have differing opinions on it.
Oh. So he said it's amazing, which means you think it's not.
I don't think it's amazing. I think it's fun, and it was what it needed to be, but it felt rushed. And some of the charm of the first two were not really present there. Samara Weaving plays Bill's daughter, and Samara Weaving, who is, interestingly, Hugo Weaving's niece. So Hugo Weaving being Agent Smith in The Matrix. Now his niece is basically the niece of Neo in Bill and Ted. So
Goddamn.
I feel like the chick that they got to play Ted's daughter is fucking perfect in every way. She is mini Keanu, and it's the best. She acts the fuck out of that role perfectly. But her partner in crime, Bill's daughter, is a little bit more subdued. Like, I don't know. It just wasn't really there for me for her. I want to see the daughters more developed, and I want to see the daughters like get their own spin-off movie series, because they were great and got way criminally too little screen time in this movie.
I feel like that the plot itself was kind of all right. Like, yeah, okay, we're finally talking about the thing. I'm not going to try not to venture too far into spoilers.
Sure.
It just came out and all. But
we can already touch on what the basic premise is that they, were now 25 years later. They haven't written the song that is supposed to unite the world. And so they start traveling to the future to when they have written the song, so they can get the song and steal it from themselves. And that's why, if you've seen the trailer, you've got big buff fucking prison Bill and Ted, and you've got, you know, all these different Bill and Teds that they're running into trying to see if they've written the song yet so they can take it and bring it back.
I want to talk about some parts, but I will wait until next week because I'm pretty sure Tyler also saw it. We could probably have a more in-depth discussion about that.
And also, it's still so new that
yeah,
you gotta watch spoilers.
I think that I really enjoyed it, and it was really fun to, you know, see everyone doing their thing again. And I thought it was kind of sloppy for sure.
Yeah,
like overall, I feel like the B plot with the kids was a little too like, oh hey, it's just like the first movie, but
it was that, like, and it was rushed because at least in the first movie, you know, and Red Letter Media did a review of the first two films ahead of the release of Bill and Ted 3. And a lot of the things that they said that made those first two movies super charming weren't really present in the third one. Now, a lot of it, you know, a lot of the sloppiness you can kind of excuse away in that it's fucking Bill and Ted. Who cares? You know, and it's something that like they touch on in the Red Letter Media thing is it's like when Bill and Ted contradicts itself, you just kind of don't care. Because it's a cartoony movie. It's just fun. Like, whatever. So the sloppiness can kind of be excused just because it's fucking Bill and Ted. Like, just have fun. Yeah. You know?
Yeah. And it served that purpose on the nose. I had fun.
Yeah. Ultimately, I had fun as well. There were just a couple of things that I wish they, like, I super want more of Little Bill and Little Ted. I absolutely want to see more of them.
Is that their names?
Oh, well, that's their nicknames. They are Billy and Thea. Yeah. So they did get pretty much all of the actors back for all the roles, except I don't think the wives, the princesses, are the same actresses because they've never been the same actresses. Even between Bill and Ted 1 and 2, they were not the same actresses because, as Red Letter Media says, they are completely pointless characters and only exist to inflict the not gays. Because in the 80s, if a male lead doesn't have a romantic interest, they must be gay. And
that would have been an interesting B plot.
Yeah. Brooks, what is your opinion on me talking about Missy? It's been brought up in interviews.
Oh yeah, no, that's fine. Sorry, I was like, wait, who?
Yeah,
that's how much it matters. So let's talk about it.
So one of the funniest things, and it's revealed right out the gate because the opening scene is at a wedding. The wedding that we're at in the opening scene is Missy, who has been both Bill's and Ted's stepmom, who graduated 3 years before they did. The opening scene of Face the Music, Missy is marrying Deacon, Ted's brother. And it's just fucking hilarious. It's, yeah, like, I loved that. And it's the same actress who played Missy in the first two movies as well.
Yeah, that was great. It was, I liked it. They just kind of like leaned in. Yeah. Leaned in a bit on some of the in jokes, but like not too much. Like, damn, I can't talk about that either.
We can talk about the fact that station is uttered in exclamation.
Station. Yes.
Station is not in the movie, but they do have that nice throwback where they say station, which was kind of neat. And if you watched the Red Letter Media thing, you learned why like how Station came to be, which is so fucking stupid. They had all these scenes happening in the police station, and in the script they decided to get rid of one of them. They deleted everything, and it just left Station in the script. So it was like scene dialogue, station, scene dialogue, and it just ended up getting written into the script. It was not originally going to be the name of the alien in Bogus Journey, and it just ended up getting adopted as this uber inside joke.
Yeah, it's a perfect stupid joke that fits Bill and Ted. Like,
Yep.
it works.
So yeah, overall, like as far as I'm concerned, worth watching, enjoyable, a lot of fun, but missing a lot of the simple magic of the first two.
Yeah. I like the fan submission thing with the videos.
Yes. I remember when they were calling for those, and I wanted to record something and send it in, but I did not.
I know some folks that made it onto there. It was weird seeing them.
I was watching through it to see if anyone I knew ended up in it. But yeah, a lot of fun. I'm glad we got it. I'm really glad we got it. You know?
Yeah.
Right? It's not just one of those things that gets talked about on the internet forever. Like, oh man, Bill and Ted 3 is the Duke Nukem Forever of movies.
Yeah, right.
Bill and Ted 3 was in the rumor mill for how long? Like, God.
I mean, they were talking about
I was
it.
very young.
They were talking about doing it like since the mid 90s. Because Bogus Journey was a success. Though, apparently, I guess both studios, so different studios put out the first and second films because both of those studios, after releasing Bill and Ted, went bankrupt. So that's why the first Bill and Ted was filmed in 86 and released in 89. And then the second one was released in 91.
Just a run of bad luck.
Yeah.
It's cursed.
So what do you have to buy this one on Amazon, on VOD, something like that?
Yep. I pre-ordered it on Vudu. It was like $25 to own. So.
Yeah. And on Amazon.
Does that mean it's in the Google Play?
It is not, unfortunately. It is not in. Well, so when he asks that, he's part of my family group on Google Play. And so because I have Movies Anywhere, movies that I buy on a platform get synced over to our Google family account. And that, unfortunately, is not supported by Movies Anywhere.
Because they want to milk as much money off of it as possible.
Of course.
Well,
Smart. Yeah. They anticipated me asking.
But yeah, I highly recommend watching it. I think it was all said. It was still a fun time. And God, I cannot emphasize enough. I want to see more Billy and Thea. Like I want this to be the passing of the torch, movie. I want the whole idea to continue with this focus on a love of music and things like that. Just following the kids now.
Joke's on you. The only spinoff you're getting is Prison Bill and Ted.
Actually, you know what? I think I'd be okay with that too, because that was fucking hilarious. Just seeing them in those ridiculous bodysuits that were actually quite well done.
I mean, Alex Winters was more hilarious to me. I don't know, especially like shorter and much wider. He looked like straight up like this,
and their fucking chest tattoos. Excellent. Oh, it's fucking great. Yeah. In other media, I want to, and I'm sure I talked about this last week. I want to reiterate. Lovecraft Country. Lovecraft Country. Lovecraft Country. Fucking watch it, because it is so good. So very good.
It's really good.
Yeah.
Lovecraft Country.
Oh. God, it just makes... Whenever anyone talks like that, I think of that fucking video of the dude talking, you got will tire on your ATV or whatever the fuck your web for.
I like turtles.
Oh man. So, what games have you gentlemen been playing this week?
I have been playing not the Ghost of Tsushima. Actually, I took a slight break from that. Little Big Planet 3 I just picked up.
Oh, those are fun.
Yeah, it'd been a while. I was getting nostalgic, and then I also picked up Cuphead finally, so Zeke and I can run through that.
He's gonna get so angry playing that game.
Yeah, he is.
It's hard. I mean, like, it's so easy to make Zeke angry. I can only imagine the Cuphead terror.
Dude, just watch our recap from Extra Life of us playing fucking Towerfall with Zeke.
Yeah, we're just like throwing on like some thrash and shit like that, and just going to it. It's really hard.
It is.
That's a fun fucking game though, and so goddamn gorgeous.
They're having a Netflix cartoon of Cuphead coming soon.
Oh, really?
Right?
Yeah, I saw some announcement for that a little while ago.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know anything about it, but it should be good. I hope it's like a weird crossover between Cuphead and the Castlevania anime they're doing.
There's a lot of talking.
Cupsylvania.
How about you, Dan? What have you been playing?
I played fucking nothing because I built my computer last Sunday night and then it died the day after because I was shipped a faulty processing unit.
That's right.
Yep.
Oh, no.
Yeah. So basically, it was faulty and it caused a short, which ruined the motherboard and the processor. So I'm returning both of those and getting replacements. Yeah.
Well, at least you're getting those replacements. I was worried you're gonna have to eat that or something.
No.
Nightmare.
Fucking suck.
Amazon's electronics return policy is very easy to get your money back on. So
That's good.
Give me my money back. Okay.
Basically, I just said both parts were DOA, and all right, we'll take your refund. All right, cool. I just gotta ship them back. But I'm pissed because I don't have a whole lot else to do during these illustrious times we live in.
Yeah.
So
Right.
being computerless has been a drag.
Yeah. What's how much time does that put you back? You don't know
I
when
don't
you're getting
know.
any replacements or anything, or are they shipping replacements after you send it in, or?
Basically, it's just a refund, so I have to send them back, and then within 7 days, they'll clear the refund. And when the refund clears, I'll buy new parts. And the new parts will get here.
Oh, that sucks.
Yeah.
Dude.
I thought maybe I did something wrong, even though, like, even if you miswire a computer, for the most part, it's not going to blow up. It just won't function.
Sure.
But so I was like, maybe I just did something wrong. Even though I followed every manual, maybe I built something wrong, and that's what fucked it up. But no, I brought it into a shop, and the guy just said, like, a lot of AMD process.
Uh-oh. Dan's internet attacks. Aw.
What was he gonna say? What was he gonna say?
A lot of AMD processor.
He's demonstrating what happens to a lot of AMD processors.
Oh, rip, Dan. That sucks. How about you, Kaylin? What have you been playing?
In anticipation for the new DLC of Control that just launched, I played through that whole game again, and then I actually played through all of Alan Wake because I had never played it before.
Oh, really?
Oh, nice.
American
So
Nightmare or the first one?
Just the first one.
Okay.
So I'm all caught up with that, and so then I have been doing all that. Finished Alan Wake last night, and today I was really looking forward to starting the Control DLC. So I got about 45 minutes into it before we started doing this.
Right on.
So once we're done here, I'm going to dive right back. I'm really excited. Control is just so fucking phenomenal.
Yeah, it is. It really is. And I feel bad in not having beaten it yet because God, it is so pretty and just feels so good. The controls are great, and it's so good. Such good gameplay. I'm very excited to see what the Alan Wake DLC brings with it.
Yeah, and all the lore and the environment and just all of it, it's just such a cool experience from top to bottom. So I can't recommend it enough to anyone. It's there's very few games that I like obsessively geek out over, and that is definitely one of them.
Yeah. I picked up West of Dead on the Switch.
Oh, yeah.
Because it's on Game Pass and I had played it on the computer, but I wanted to, kind of play it while reclined and watching things. So
the game you're in repose.
it is a pretty fun roguelike where your main character is voiced by Ron Perlman. And you are going through the afterlife, and you're a gunslinger whose head is on fire, and it's pretty fun. There are a lot of elements that you find in Dead Cells are kind of reproduced here, but it is not as fast paced. Yeah, it is not as fast paced as Dead Cells. But
I picked that up finally, and I've ran through that a whole bunch. It's pretty good.
So good. I fucking love Dead Cells so much.
It is a neat game. I need to pick that up.
It is,
but
it's
so
on sale
good
right now on the Switch. If you have the Switch,
he does not.
I only get I got the PS4, but I know that if I buy it, then Zeke's just gonna be on the couch for like a week.
Zeke discovered that game the night we did Extra Life, and he was fucking parked behind that Xbox all night.
So is West of Dead, is that a side scroller like that?
Kind of an isometric 3D sort of view, and it's a very stylish, almost cel-shaded sort of art style. And you reload faster behind cover. You can do like dashes and stuff like that. And you can ignite lanterns in rooms in order to stun enemies. And you get, you can unlock different weapons and stuff. They have different ammo capacities and different attributes and different damage and things like that. Also secondary stuff like dynamite and shit. But what makes it, very similar to Dead Cells is like, you'll find these upgrade stations as you're going through the levels. These upgrade stations allow you to do a percentage boost of your damage, a percentage boost of your health, or a percentage reduction of cooldown time on your items and things like that. And then as you stack those, as you level up, the returns get lower. So, when you do the first health, it's like a 91% boost. When you do the second one, it's like 50%, something like that. And then
we got one.
Hey, welcome back.
It was only a matter of fucking time before my internet dropped. Anyway, go ahead.
Yep. And then as you're going through defeating enemies, you're collecting sin. So between levels, when you find the exit to the level, you go to a witch and you trade in the sin for permanent upgrades that will you'll get immediately if it's a weapon, but then it will also appear as you're going through. Yeah, kind of like how Dead Cells does it. The first thing that it has you unlock is a health flask. So you get the one single charge health flask in going through, but you can then unlock a second charge or any number of different weapons and things like that. And then as you move on to the next level, you come to a keg, you refill your flask and re-up your health, and then move on to the next level. There's just a lot of elements that they definitely flat out took from Dead Cells, even though the games could not play any more differently overall.
Similar, same developer, or
No.
Okay, I didn't think so.
How much Ron Perlman is there in the game?
He is your main character's narrator. So basically, every time you encounter something new, every time you start a new run, it's Ron Perlman doing the internal monologue of this dead West dude.
Nice.
Yeah.
That's kind of cool.
I believe he is, in fact, west of dead.
Anyway. So I've been playing that, and I've been I long ago had bought a 3DS that does game capture. It's a modded 3DS that lets me plug into my computer over USB and capture the screen of the 3DS. And when I got it, it was hacked. It has custom firmware loaded on it. So I updated all the custom firmware and loaded a 512 gig card in there. And instead of having a bunch of game carts, I'm loading all my backups onto the micro SD. So, installing them directly to the 3DS, which is handy. Playing some Professor Layton. So
Professor Layton and the mystery of why my wife left me.
We have come to the end of the episode. Does anyone have any highlights of the week? Anything that you're really bubbling about?
Yeah. Speaking good, I got myself a cast iron teapot, which I've always wanted.
Oh, neat.
That's a highlight.
Forever.
That's very neat.
Yeah. Apart from that, Bill and Ted 3.
Yeah. My buddy Aaron bought
Please
us
rewind this video 5 minutes back to
Yes.
talk about Bill and Ted 3.
my buddy Aaron bought us a grill and smoker, like a real nice one, because it was on super duper sale, like over 50% off, and it's got like a charcoal hopper and shit, and it's got Bluetooth and Wi-Fi, and it's a really decent grill, like very nice. So we've been using that. We've used that twice already this week. Made some ribs on it the night that we put it together, and made some steaks on it on Friday to accompany our Bill and Ted watch. So that's been
Well, if you had propane instead, you could just taste the meat and not the heat.
I knew it was coming. I could preemptively take my headphones off.
That's smart.
What's interesting about it is the charcoal doesn't go under the grill. Like, it's got a charcoal hopper on the side, so it routes the heat through a vent underneath the grill. So it's not
the same thing's directly on.
nothing is like burning underneath the grill or anything like that. Like, it actually does heat regulation and shit. Like, it's really impressive. Very cool little thing.
What's the Wi-Fi for on that exactly?
So I can set a temperature on an app on my phone, and it will beep on my phone when it hits that target temperature, or I can set times on it as well. Also,
okay.
It has 4 plugs for meat thermometers. So I can plug in the meat thermometer that came with it and route it into the grill and plug it into whatever I'm cooking, and then I can monitor the temperature of that meat thermometer from the app on my phone.
No, red.
Yeah.
We just get a new oven at the house. It's not hooked up to the internet, but it has like a built-in like meat probe jack. That's like that's like
They're making me horny with all these.
Meat probe.
The meat probe. Ready the meat probe. It's got like a 3/4 inch jack. So I told like Zeke he should try playing his guitar into it for like a picture.
Fuck yeah.
The other highlight of my week.
Called shredded beef.
The other highlight of my week is the Lexapro seems to be working for me. And like yesterday, I had the best day that I've had in like probably a year at least. Like I'm always happiest when I'm kind of really sort of chaotically running around and doing shit. So like probably my best day over the past year was when we did Game On, and I was trying to be at the table and also buy collector things and also make sure that the show was running well and the music was going on as scheduled and shit like that. So like I'm happiest in that setting. And yesterday it was just like I don't know, like I felt super fucking motivated finally for the first time in a long fucking time, and I have been really balancing out and feeling a lot more energetic and a lot happier. So Zoloft, bad. Lexapro has been great so far.
I just got prescribed that on Friday. They offered me Zoloft. I talked to my doctor and I said I have heard bad things, and then so they prescribed me Lexapro. I'm going to start it tomorrow.
Well,
yeah.
Hopefully that'll
good to hear.
Work out as well for you as it has for me. I've been on Lexapro for a little over a week now, and it's been great.
Good, man. I'm really happy for you.
You will have difficulty falling asleep.
Nothing new there.
I went from
just have to play Control all night.
I went from being able to just fall asleep whenever I want, just conk out, to oh shit, it's like 9 o'clock. I should probably get lie in bed and go to sleep because I have to get up at 6 o'clock in the morning, and then lying in bed until midnight or 1 o'clock, trying very hard to go to sleep and failing.
Do you drink coffee?
Nope.
That's weird.
And caffeine has no impact on me.
You are impervious to caffeine.
How about you, Kaylin? What's been your highlight?
I just all week have just been taking care of Bentley, and then so I came back here to take care of my dog for the weekend and hang out with my little brother. So that's been nice. Just been playing a lot of video games, trying to stay sane.
And so, Bentley's doing well after the top surgery?
Bentley's doing really well. Had drains installed in his chest, and after a week got those taken out. But it's still a long road, about another 5 weeks before he can lift his arms above his head or lift anything heavier than like 10 pounds.
Oof.
So, definitely helps for me to be there helping, with food, and the cat, especially his little hairless Sphinx cat is just the sweetest little thing, but she's a little crazy, so it would be hard to wrangle her in at any point.
Imagine.
Limited mobility, so.
And he's documenting his transition process on YouTube, right?
Right. Yeah. Whatever his YouTube channel is.
For anyone curious about the transitioning or the process or anything, Bentley has been posting updates on his personal journey on YouTube, and I think it's a really good and informative thing if anyone is battling with gender identity or body dysmorphia or anything like that. Hopefully it'll help you out and make you feel a little bit less alone.
yeah, he's doing really good things for the community and other people who might be going through things. So I'm really proud of him for keeping up with all that.
Yeah. We'll put a link to Bentley's YouTube channel in the description of this video.
I'm trying to find it. I feel like such an asshole. But yeah, it's good. Good stuff. Yeah, I'll provide you with that info. Thanks for asking.
At any rate, we have that's it. That's the end, everybody. That's it. Thanks. Thank you for watching and/or listening.
Bye, everybody.
We'll see you next week.
If you like that video, we've got many more videos, tons of episodes of the Topless Robot podcast, all kinds of Let's Plays, and please subscribe.